What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916. You tuned in to another edition of my vlog. Hopefully by now you subscribe to the channel, you shared it with your friends, and you let them know that I got one of the most positive channels out there, and I'm really trying to put some good energy out into the world. And you know, it's all about your mind state, man. How you perceive yourself and how you want others to perceive you, and then your association. You know, you want to keep the positive energy around you so that you can generate more positive thoughts and not entertain the negative nonsense. And you know, today I kind of want to talk about, you know, they thought they knew. And you know, when I say they thought they knew who you really were, but they didn't really know. See, they thought you were this person who would always stay the same. Maybe you made a mistake, maybe you haven't made a mistake, or maybe you made multiple mistakes. But in spite of all those ups and downs, you've still been able to overcome and become successful. See, just because you fell down, it doesn't mean you can't get up. I've had people say to me, well, you know, you've been to prison, you know, you sold drugs, you robbed a bank, you've done this, you've done that. Yeah, I did a lot of low-down dirtball shit. And I don't make it seem like I should be idolized for having done those things. I don't try to justify them. You know, I could go and point the finger at other organizations or institutions that have done similar acts, rob, steal, sell drugs. You know, governments do it all the time. But I'm not trying to justify my actions, you know, for theirs. You know, I did what I did, but I bounced back from it, man. I turned a negative into a positive. And, you know, shit happens. And, you know, sometimes people learn from their mistakes and sometimes they don't. You know, I know a lot of people who hadn't learned from their mistakes and they still dwell and entertain the same shit. They dwell in the same environment and entertain the same shit. Each his own, you know, and all I can do is share the knowledge, the positivity. And if a person gravitates towards it, then we're operating on the same frequency. If they don't gravitate towards it, then, you know, they're operating on a different frequency. And that's just how life goes. You know, I'm not here to try to change the world. I'm not here to try to be no crusader for ex-felons. I'm just here to be me, to share. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, have a tendency to count you out when times are dark. You know, you're at your low point, and you just got to keep pushing, man. You can't let those people affect your outcome, you know, your ultimate goal in life. And that's how I look at it, you know, and I just keep pushing, man, because, you know, they thought they knew, but they didn't know. They didn't know Big Herc. You know, I wasn't maxed out when I went to the feds. I wasn't maxed out, you know, just because I did porn. I wasn't maxed out just because I you know, as a child, you know, teenager sold drugs. You know, I had a lot more in me, you know, and I still got a lot more to find out about myself, and I'm constantly learning. The same way you can learn about yourself, the same way you can open up your you know, your inner self, you know, and maximize your potential while here on earth. Because a lot of times we don't live up to our potential. We sell ourselves short. You know, we do a lot of things that don't amount to who we truly are, and it's because of self-confidence, lack of direction, and association. You know, you got to socialize with the right people. You got to surround yourself around people who are going places and people who are going to feed your dreams and inspire you to go on and do bigger and better things. You know, a lot of times you're around people and they don't want you to shine because, you know, they want you to be down with them. They're not trying to really do too much outside of survive, so they just want you to survive. And there's nothing wrong with trying to have nice things. There's nothing wrong with trying to live a good life and travel and have money. You know, they want to say that money is the root of all evil. Well, not necessarily. You know, you got money, you can go to the doctors if you get sick. You know, you got a flat tire, you can go get it fixed. You got a bill to pay, you can pay it. I mean, I don't see too many negatives. If you decide to use money to go buy drugs or to go do some other stupid shit, then that's on you. You know what I mean? But money's not the actual evil. It's the people who are, you know, spending it in whatever fashion to commit evil or the evil one. So don't let them fool you, because then they turn around and say money's evil, but all the churches take money. They all take donations. So don't get the game twisted. So let's prove them wrong. They thought they knew, but they really didn't know. Let's show them that we can be the best we can be, that we can stay shining, we can stay elevating and spreading positive conscious energy, and on the subconscious level we can reprogram ourselves so that we can have a wealthy mentality about ourselves and a wealthy spirit, meaning that we always choose the highest self, not the lowest self. These are all things that a lot of people have a tendency to overlook, but I want you guys to be the highest you can internally, spiritually, which is going to resonate externally, you know, on the material world. So attract that energy, man. They thought they knew, but they didn't know. Now they know, you know, and we're going to put it out there and let them know that we stay bubbling. We stay making things happen. We getting it done. We're a positive movement, Big Herc 916, and it's all about love, prosperity, and everybody coming together so that we can all elevate each other consciously and make our environment around us better. And remember, just because somebody looks like you don't mean they necessarily think like you, and don't mean like that they necessarily have your back. You know, the people who are your brothers, your sisters, are the ones who think like you, who want to move like you move, and who support you. A lot of snakes laying in the cut. Watch out for the snakes, and stay sucker ducking. Big Herc 916, positive movement.